So I know I look like a mess right now, but I got the information back. Like, remember I had sent, I don't know if you saw the short, but where I had sent the information to get my police report. Well, confession, I didn't actually send it when I said I was going to send it. Like, I just filled it out Friday, and actually they responded on Friday, but the information they gave me is incomplete. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm gonna have to like figure out how to do a FOIA request, but I'm gonna share what I got. So let's get into it. So when I sent the form that I filled out, I asked for a copy of my mugshot, and when they sent this stuff, they said, please see attached. Unfortunately, the records office does not have access to booking photos. Have a great day. So I couldn't get my mugshot, but I got this, and like this is not the police report. Okay, so it has incident. I guess I should not try to show you from here. I'll put them up there if you guys want to see them. But okay, so it says that the date the time occurred from 13/19 to 17/27, so 13, 14, 15, 16. So it was like 4 hours of, I'm guessing, I don't know what was 4 hours. Like, what was the 4 hours? Then, okay, so if you see case title, bank robbery suspects, right? And then that location, that's actually the Cambridge Side Galleria. So then you see the vehicle owner, and I didn't even realize that I was driving my South Carolina. I had my South Carolina plates on because my husband and I had moved to South Carolina for a while. But okay, so it says on this page, like, this is not the police report. It goes narrative. On 4/26/2008, Christopher Grace and Terry Lee Garvin were placed under arrest for weapon charges at 100 Cambridge Side Place after a firearm was discovered unattended in a motor vehicle, and neither person was lawfully licensed to possess a firearm. Christopher Grace was also found to have a default warrant for threats to kill out of a Lowell District Court. So I like, it doesn't, aside from like the part up here, doesn't say anything like that for the case title, bank robbery suspects, but it doesn't in the narrative have anything about like the bank stuff. Like, this is not the report. This is not, like, it can't be. I don't know. It's just weird. It's not what I thought it was going to be. Like, where, I don't know. I'm going to have to do like a FOIA request. I don't know. Something. Because that is not, like, that's not the police report. I mean, that can't be the police report. Not like the officer's report. You know, that's not the, and what I filled out, arrest report. So public record requested, incident report, arrest report. So do I want the incident report? Maybe I want the incident report. All right, I'm gonna put that on there and see. Maybe the incident report is the police report. Maybe that's what I wanted. Let me see. I literally just like stopped filming, and then this time I clicked, has all my personal information up top, but I put incident report. I had already done arrest report, but clearly arrest report is not what I want. I guess the incident report would be, I should have Googled it, but I guess the incident report would probably be the actual like police, like what the police write out. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna end this here, because I really wasn't planning on filming this. It's just that I saw that I had gotten this back, and I was like, oh, let me film it. And I was like all excited, and I went to print it, and I was like, what the hell is this shit? So yeah, hopefully, you know what's annoying this time? When I sent for the incident report before, there wasn't an automatic response, but this time there was. So I have a feeling they must be on vacation, because it says something like, we have up to 10 days to comply. And it's like last time there was no automatic response saying that. They just sent me the stuff. So it might take 10 days, I'm guessing. Maybe someone's on vacation. Who knows? Hopefully not, but hopefully the incident report is what I even think it is. Hopefully it's the actual police report, like what I think of when I think of a police report. So we'll see, but we'll get it somehow, whether I have to do a FOIA request, which I have no clue how to do, but I will get the shit that I want. So I record a lot, but I don't edit a lot, but I had done a little short story time about like getting on the paddy wagon, and I'm gonna put that in this because this was kind of short and not that exciting. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye. I'm gonna tell you about my ride in the paddy wagon on the way to prison. So let's get into it. I will take you from the time that I am cuffed up at my trial. So, okay, I'm found guilty, okay? And the court marshals, whatever you want to call them, court officers come, they cuff me up. I remember turning back and seeing my parents, and I just like mouth, I'm sorry. I saw my dad, he had this tear, like, ugh, I don't want to think about it. So the other thing is I had taken a lot of Klonopins that day. I remember being down in the holding, and the court lady like brought me a small bag of Lay's potato chips, and I was crying. Like I was crying a lot, okay? I was like, what the fuck? Like a year and a half? Like that seemed like a long time to me. You know, day one of a year and a half is a fucking long time. You know, when you've never been to prison, I had only been to jail, you know, in a holding cell. Like, I was like, you know, and I knew that I was going to be dope sick, you know, like I had been using the whole time that I was out on bail, except for, you know, short little, like a couple months here in a treatment center, a couple months there, but in and out, you know, still using. And this last several months leading up to my trial, I was using. So I knew I was going to be sick as fuck, and I was crying, but like, again, thank God for taking those benzos, because I think it would have even been worse, right? I do not remember getting like, because they chain your feet together, right? And then they put this thing around your waist, and they like cuff your hands to your waist too. And I remember I had these fucking big ass high heels on. My mom had like bought me this suit with these big heels, and I don't wear heels regardless, right? So I can't walk in heels anyways. Then you add chains and a bunch of benzos, like I really can't walk. So I remember trying to walk and then trying to step up onto the paddy wagon. So this paddy wagon, like you get in the paddy wagon, and then it goes to the different jails to pick up people to drop them off at the prison for the end of the day, right? So I remember trying to like step up onto the paddy wagon, and like I almost fell. And then I remember sitting in there, and like these girls were all talking to each other, and then like the more like we would stop, and like more girls, and like it was like they all knew someone, or knew someone who had known someone. Everybody that I was in the paddy wagon with, it was like none of their first times, right? And so I'm all like disheveled in the corner, like, ooh, you know, I couldn't control the tears, like they were just coming out of my face. And one of the girls like, oh, you know, it's like, is it your first time or something like that? And I don't remember exactly, but it was along the lines of like, she found out it was my first time. She's like, oh, it's her first time. So then we couldn't see the guys, but there was like some holes, like you could like hear them, but there was guys on the other side of the paddy wagon, right? And like some of the girls are talking to him, and they're like, you know, tell, like someone had some boyfriend over there, like, tell so-and-so I love him, all this other shit. And I remember this one girl saying, yeah, and tell her she's gonna be okay. There's a girl in here, it's her first time. And like a couple of guys were like, oh, you'll be all right, blah, blah. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this world where like everybody's just so chill going to prison? Like everyone's just driving along going, you know? Like it was almost comforting. Like in one way, it was comforting that everybody seemed so chill, like, about going. Like, no one seemed that upset. But on the other side, like, I already felt uncomfortable because I was like, all these people know each other, you know? And that was always, like, I hated that kind of stuff, you know, being, like, the only person who was like, oh, I'm back, like, in high school all over again, you know, that high school vibe. You know, I wish I remembered a little bit better, but to be honest with you, I mean, we're talking, what is it, 13 years ago now? So I don't remember as many details. I could talk about going into admissions, but I feel like I want that to be a different story. And I just want to do some short little story time that I could just put these little clips together and put up here because I'm, you know, annoyed with myself not getting shit done per usual. And like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm getting my shit together. I don't know how, but I'm doing it. And I mean, I just have to do shit. Like, I just have to figure out how to do it. Even though right now I'm looking, I'm like, I can't upload this. Look at how puffy my eyes are. Too bad. Too bad. You're uploading it, bitch. So